Okay, it's time for our favorite lesson. Today we're going to learn to calculate the mean absolute deviation, or what we call the MAD. It's an appropriate acronym because most of my students find it is maddening doing this, but it is fun. I like it. So, what you want to do when you're calculating the MAD is first you want to find the mean of the data that you're looking at. So in this example, notice that we have a pictograph of the number of wands that these four students have, or these four people in this fairy tale have. And Glenda has 5, Sprinkle has 3, the godmother has 3, and Rosebud has 5. So first we're going to calculate the mean. So I'm going to add up all those numbers, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5, which is 16. And I'm going to divide that by 4 because there are 4 different characters, which equals 4. So the mean in this case is 4. And now what I want to do is I want to find the deviations. In other words, I want to find out how far each piece of data is away from the mean. So if Glenda had 5 wands, that means that she is 1 away from the mean. So that would be my first deviation. Sprinkle had 3 wands, which also means that Sprinkle was 1 away from the mean because the mean was 4. And it doesn't matter which direction it is, it just matters how far away it is. So the godmother had 3, she was 1 away, and Rosebud had 5, which was also 1 away. So this example is going to be very simple because now what I'm going to do is find the mean of the deviations, which means I'm going to add up 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 4, and then divide that by the number of data, which is also 4, which obviously would give me a mean of 1. So the MAD in this case, or the mean absolute deviation, is equal to 1 because that means that on average, each person is 1 away from the mean. All right, now let's look at the next question. So again, here is a set of data, 0.9, 0.5, 0.3, and 1.1. So the first thing we want to do is to add up all the data. And rather than use the calculator, I think it'll just be easier to add them all up ourselves. So we get 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 2.8. And now I'm going to divide 2.8 by 4 because there are 4 pieces of data, which is equal to 0.7. And now what I want to do is find out how far away each piece of data is from the mean. So 0.9 is 0.2 away from the mean. 0.5 is 0.2 away from the mean. And if I didn't know what these were, I could just simply subtract 0.7 minus 0.5. And that's going to tell me how far away it is from the mean, which is 0.2. Now, 0.3 is 0.4 away from the mean, and 1.1 is also 0.4 away from the mean because 1.1 minus 0.7 is equal to 0.4. Okay, now I'm going to take my deviations, I'm going to add them up and find the mean of those. So let's get some space here to do some work. 0.4. So if I add those up, I get 0.2 plus 0.2 plus 0.4, 0.4, which is equal to 1.2. And now I'm going to divide 1.2 by 4 because there are 4 pieces of data. 4 into 1.2, which is equal to 0.3. So the MAD, or the mean absolute deviation, is 0.3 or 0.3. I think I will probably take both answers. Yay, excellent.